I don't want to dwell on this opening scene other than I wanted to get an idea, is it, can we start somewhere else? But I like the scene. I mean,
Awesome.
it's good. It's a good opening. Um, the, you know, we'll have to see how it cleans up and see how the young girl. I never liked characters being described as young girl, young boy, fat, little, or, I like them to have names. I think there's no reason, if it's 1999, there's no reason to call him young Dieter. His name is Dieter.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's a good point.
And, um, later to 2023 or whenever he's at his job, 2018, I think you said,
Yeah.
you could have Dieter and then in parentheses 23,
I think
which is his age.
I labeled him young Dieter because there's another scene later on where he's not a baby anymore, but he's a first grader or kindergartner. I need to separate the two characters from adult Dieter
You
and
do that through, you do that with the age, and you do
okay,
that with
excellent,
the
excellent.
year. And
Okay.
obviously if Dieter is running around, he's in diapers. He's a
Right,
3-year-old in diapers, right? Pull-ups or whatever,
right. Yep,
dirty
yep,
diapers because the
right.
Mrs. Tully smelled him. And so let's fast forward here. Again, small living room. You know, I don't think that's necessary. Young Dieter's front yard. It's not his house, but
Right. Yeah, that's
the
announced.
front yard is fine. And my ball, that's good. Fronting dirt road. Now this is what confused me because I'm seeing the Tully Peach Grove and her name is Viola Tully, and I'm thinking his name is Dieter Tully because of the title. I didn't see
Right.
anything that indicated Lauren Stassi
Well,
as
that was it.
being
That's
his
the other
mother.
thing too. I had my original idea was to have a an open letter addressed to Dominic Stasi, or the parents addressed to the parents of Dominic Stasi. And I kind of just I moved away from that because I think I was just trying to shed, I was trying to shed uh, um, I was trying to shed some wordage
Word
and
weight.
descriptions, and I was trying to just basically chisel it down. But that might be a good idea just to put something brief in there, on the coffee table in front of his mom, his dead mom. There's a open letter addressed to the parents of Dominic Stasi from
Who's
the
Dominic
Department
Stasi?
of Defense. That could be Dieter Tully. That could be the young Dieter. I don't know.
Well, I think it's making it even more confusing.
It would be make it
Stasi
more confusing.
what is that? A German or Italian
I,
or
I
Polish?
it could be Polish. Yeah, it could be Polish. I mean, I've got a backstory on Lauren Stasi and who she was married to. So there's a backstory I had for that, and I think I intertwined that in here. But yeah, to get rid of the Stasi home, you're absolutely right. I think that makes sense. And um, but if we go
Well,
back to, go ahead. I'm sorry.
if he's going to be, I don't care what last name you call him, uh, but you call him that in the first where it has his age, young Dieter, yeah, and you don't call him young, Dieter Stasi, 3, blah, 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 blah. And then now he's Dieter Stasi.
Okay.
And later he becomes Dieter Tully, which is the title of the character. And that's
Okay.
all perfectly fine. Uh, so we get that now. So,
Yep.
you know, maybe later when he's in school, he's, introduced as Dieter Tully, and, we can figure out that he was adopted, or you have a brief scene of an adoption, or Viola gets the mail and she opens it and says, you're officially ours, Dieter, or something,
That's good. Yeah.
it's usually these very short, quick things that tie up these big, confusing stories that, you know, how often do you watch a movie and see the camera focus in on a book,
Right.
something, or a ribbon,
Right.
or a shoe, and you turn to your partner and you say, that's going to mean something in a little bit. It's going to be huge. And of course, throughout the movie, you kind of forget about it. But being a writer, you always have it in the back of your mind that they didn't zoom in on that for no reason at all.
Right. There's a reason for that.
And you'll figure it out before anybody else in the room because that's the way you think that, oh, that's where the ribbon comes in, or that's where that book is important. And you've got the story and you know who the bad guy is and everything. And that's it. It kind of takes the fun out of watching movies because I know it does for me because I'm always
Right.
thinking ahead.
Right. Right.
Okay, but I've been fooled. Lars certainly fooled me. That there were parts of that that just fooled me right out.